What's up, everybody? Welcome back. My movie reviews of the Star Wars saga continues with episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So Attack of the Clones was released 3 years after the disappointment of episode 1, The Phantom Menace. However, the movie is actually set 10 years after the events of The Phantom Menace. The movie stars Ewan McGregor as a returning Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as Natalie Portman as Queen Amidala, as well as newcomer Hayden Christensen as a grown-up Anakin Skywalker. So as I stated in my previous review of The Phantom Menace, the purpose of the prequel trilogy was to really tell the story of Anakin Skywalker before he became Darth Vader for those original movies that were released in the 70s and 80s. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, was directed by George Lucas, and he also co-wrote the movie with another screenwriter. So in Attack of the Clones, the galaxy is on the brink of a civil war under the renegade leadership of Jedi Count Dooku. He's pretty much the mastermind behind the new threat to the galaxy, the Clone Wars. And he's also mysteriously hiding behind his apprenticeship under the Sith. So that's essentially the plot of the movie. Now, as with The Phantom Menace, a lot of things that go on in this movie are very problematic. One, there are more boring, bureaucratic conversations and Senate meetings and Republic meetings that nobody cares to see. For some reason, George Lucas continues to swap out good character development that makes us really care for these people, and he pretty much inserts a lot of conversations and people talking and talking and talking. I don't know why he decided to make these movies so political, like so political, that he pretty much removed the heart of the movies. I mean, this movie is much better than The Phantom Menace, but that's really not saying much because The Phantom Menace was terrible. This movie is like okay at best. Pretty much all of the dialogue is just so stiff and flat and just dry. Nothing profound is said. Then we gotta talk about the relationship between Anakin and Queen Amidala. I mean, oh my goodness. That is just brutal to watch. I mean, brutal. Like the two, I don't know what it is between Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman, but they just had no chemistry. I never believed in their romance, and it just seems so forced. You can see how a movie like Attack of the Clones can become so problematic because a good amount of the movie is devoted to their romance. It was just really disappointing that, you know, a prequel trilogy such as this, which is supposed to focus on Anakin Skywalker's rise and his eventual turn to the dark side, that we get so many things that just really don't even matter to the universe as a whole. I will say about Attack of the Clones that the action, sequences are upped considerably, which makes it more enjoyable than The Phantom Menace. There's a lot more action sequences and lightsaber duels and just big scale beats, but that really can't do much for this movie when it's a soulless, stiff movie. And then just basically the reveal towards the end of the movie that Count Dooku is a part of the Sith was just, it was disappointing because he wasn't that much of a good antagonist in the first place. The biggest and best thing about Attack of the Clones is that it did birth the Clone Wars, which opened up a completely new area of storytelling for the Star Wars saga. You gotta admit, because of this movie, we got a Clone Wars movie and we got pretty much 6 seasons of a television show that greatly expounded upon the Star Wars universe and was actually quite enjoyable. Even beyond those good things that did come from this movie is a single standalone film. It's just not that good. There's so many wooden, stiff characterizations. There's really little character development which people would actually care about. Disappointing villain, but there was some good action that existed without. So with that said, I would give Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones a 6.5 out of 10. And like I said, this movie is simply okay. It's definitely better than The Phantom Menace, which is the worst Star Wars movie made thus far. But again, that is not saying that much. George Lucas had surrendered the collaborative teamwork mentality that he had with the original films and pretty much took complete control. And I think as we go through these films, we can start to see how that affected the quality of these movies. George may not have been the best person all along to be at the head of directing these movies. So yes, fans, 2 disappointing movies in a row. I know, it hurts me as well, especially for a franchise that's so beloved. But As always, stay with me and check out the next review in the Star Wars saga, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, a movie that is much better than the predecessors came before it. As always, follow me on social media at JRW the Creator on Twitter and Instagram, and then go check out my website, jordanrwilliams.com, and I will see y'all next time.